We do have a quorum, so I think we're going to get started. So welcome everybody to the Public Utilities Commission meeting Tuesday, November 10th. We're going to start with roll call. Jace?
Hassan?
Here.
Quorum? Hall?
Here.
Nolan?
Here.
Kreisel?
Here.
T. Winkle? Wecken? We'll add them on as they come in.
Okay. All right, let's jump into it. So number 2, approval of October 13th, 2020 and October 27th, 2020 meeting minutes. Do you need me to do 2 separate motions on those or just one?
Two
Yeah,
separate.
let's just do 2 separate, please.
Okay, so we'll take a motion for the approval of October 13th, 2020 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll move to approve.
Second?
Second.
And then, except the only change is that it says absent all commissioners. That should say no commissioners.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. Okay.
All
Good.
right.
You can put down all present.
Yes.
Okay. I'll note that and we'll get that taken care of.
Thank
Okay,
you,
good.
Jace. And then we had a second from Dave. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then we need a motion for the October 27th, 2020 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second? Dave or Pat?
Second.
Thank you, Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Number 3, discussion and possible action on SEH letter of engagement for construction services for Highway 35 utilities project.
Okay, so we've, as you're all well aware, we've been planning that Highway 35 project for about the last 2.5 years. Everything is down to the state. The state is sending everything out to bid. So our the last LOE that we signed on the Highway 35 project was to get us to the bidding stage. So it was the design of what we're doing, the improvements that are being made. Now this LOE here is for actual construction services. So the project will be ran through the state, obviously, with their contractor and things like that. But they will not do any inspection services for the water and the wastewater. So that's what we're looking at right now. So the LOE that we have, or that you guys have in front of you, is for that service, for the inspection service of the State Highway 35 project. If you go through, it kind of just lists out, what is being offered. It's just your general services. It's reviewing the bid prices, even once we get them from the state, shop drawings, submittals, pre-construction meetings, construction staking, and then a full-time project representative on job site, throughout the entire project, just so we make sure that what's being put in the ground by the contractor is actually what we want and what we're paying for. So with that, the LOE is for $97,257. So I'd be looking for a motion on that.
And Kip, that's both water and sewer.
Yes.
Yeah.
This would be for the water and sewer, correct?
And this is only for the part that's in the city of Hudson, and North Hudson has
Yes.
to do their own.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I didn't think I was that late.
Hi, Mary.
Sorry. Hi. Nice and brisk outside.
Yeah. So we'd be looking for a motion on
Okay.
the
Move to
LOE
approve.
for
You got a second?
for SEH.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
All right, number 4, discussion and possible action on the wastewater treatment plant improvement project, Magni Construction Inc., pay request number 5.
Okay, so in your packets, you've got, it's a pretty thick one this time, a lot of invoices that they attach. I actually like that when they send in a pay request that they are attaching outside invoices, not just, telling us what everything was, so we can actually see what was going on. So pay request number 5 from Magni for the wastewater treatment plant construction project is in the amount of $447,549.45. And SEH has gone through and looked everything over, and they are recommending payment on that.
Kip, I'll make a motion to approve $447,549.45.
Thanks, Dave. We got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. All right, moving along. Discussion and possible action. Now, before we get into number 5, I just want you guys to know this was added. This was added onto our meeting minutes this evening as more of just transparency for the group. The letter that we have in our packets is a letter from our attorney with what her opinions are. So as far, if anyone has comments, you can share them. But if you have questions, the questions do have to be in writing and directed to the city administrator, and to Erin, and also to our attorney, because these are her legal opinions. So discussion and possible action on the Riverside Drive lift station.
So I'll just kind of give a brief overview of why this is actually in here. So, for a long time, the Riverside Drive lift station has been in question. Who owns it? Who pays for it? Who does work on it? Things like that. So for about the last 4.5 years or 4 years, there's been some difference of opinion between the village of North Hudson and the city of Hudson as to who pays for that lift station, who pays for repairs, who pays for daily repairs, who pays for major repairs, things of that nature. So, the city of Hudson, my staff has always taken care of that lift station. We do all the daily work on it. Any pump changes, things that need to be done to it. Normally we do that. If we can't, we do hire an outside contractors to come in and do the repairs. So with that being said, over time, if you go to page 3, Lori went, so we asked Lori, asked our attorney, we said, who's responsible for this? We need to clear this up because there is an amount, there's a substantial amount of money that is out there that the city of Hudson believes the village should pay for, and the village vice versa believes the city should pay for. So we're trying, in trying to figure that out, we sent all the agreements down to our attorney. She in turn sent us this letter of her opinion of how that the agreements read in terms of the Riverside Drive lift station. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be forwarding this on to the village. We'll be sending it to Melissa, the village administrator up there, and just outlining what our attorney is telling us, what the agreements are saying on how this lift station should be addressed. So I guess I can take, I can try to take real quick questions, but again, this is her opinion of the agreements, and I'm not going to try to answer for her on what she's saying in here. One point that I do want to point out is that as of November 1st, 2020, the total dollar amount is $46,340.71. We have 2 outstanding bills right now of about almost $9,000 that was just done for repair work that we did back in October. And if you remember, we have the emergency generator because the generator is no longer operational there. So we have the generator en route being built. I've already signed the contract for that, and a generator rental to the tune of about almost $40,000. So by the time we're done with the end of the year, there's probably going to be about $95,000 outstanding on this. So basically this letter, like I said earlier, is Lori's interpretation and her understanding of the contracts and her recommendations on what we should be doing. She is recommending that the village is supposed to be paying for major construction upgrades, daily things in terms of, checking the lift station, the power that is used to run the lift station, the gas that's used to run the lift station. Those expenses are to be borne by the sewer utility, but when it constitutes major repairs, they're to be borne by the owning municipality, which would be the village of North Hudson. So she is also recommending that beginning on January 1st, 2021, that North Hudson should be responsible for this lift station, that the village or the city should no longer take the burden of doing the major repairs and things like that, and then dealing, trying to get reimbursed from the village. So that's just a quick gist of what the letter is and what's going to be going out. So
Awesome. Thanks, Skip. Do we need, obviously because we can't really change anything on this, did you need a motion on this?
yeah, I think it would be best if we do have a motion and a vote on sending this. It's probably going to go anyway, but
Yeah.
I think just for sake of record, it'd probably be nice to get it on record that the Utility Commission does back sending this letter.
I'd like to know, excuse me, I'd like to know if the attorney and the Utility Commission has been given the backup documentation on why the village didn't want to pay this and didn't think they should based on the agreements. And
again, Mary, the only thing I can say is that
excuse me.
the only thing that is in play between the city of Hudson and the village of Hudson is 3 documents. You have the 3 signed documents that are in play. So I don't know. I'm not an attorney when it comes to, well, it's always been done this way or it's always been done that way or things like that. I don't know.
I'm not
So
saying
this is the attorney's opinion based off of the 3 documents that are the official 3 documents signed by the city of Hudson and the village of North Hudson. So, which are the ones that we are supposed to be following.
Mary, are there other?
okay.
you're
So
referring to?
I guess my only
If
other question would
the
be,
village disagrees with this, that's for another date.
well, yeah, the thing is, just after the 4th of July, the village sent a letter to the city saying, this is why we don't think we need to pay these things. So that's why I was.
Well, again, that's going to be at that point. I believe it's for maybe the village's attorney to contact our attorney. I don't know. I'm not an attorney.
I'm just saying, you're asking the commission to make a decision on 3 documents. However,
Correct.
Does the commission have all 3 documents?
Yes, they've had them for years.
Mary, are there other documents you're referring to other than this July letter?
Well, the July letter has supporting letters from the city council votes, all sorts of things in it.
That was never made public to anybody, Mary.
So I guess that's
if you're
fine.
referencing the July letter that you put together and sent to the mayor.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm referencing the letter that Melissa sent to Allison.
Speaking of soccer, I wonder why you got.
That's what I'm referencing.
I can't answer if she has seen that. I don't know.
Well, I do know that we have not received, our village administrator has not received any kind of response from that letter since July.
I guess that's not what we're discussing here. Right now we're discussing this letter. I'm not going to sit and argue.
You're asking the commission to recommend something when they don't have all the information.
Based off of our
So-
attorney is asking the commission to recognize this. Yes, you are correct.
And I don't think that's exactly fair, to put it bluntly.
So, like I said before we started on this topic, any questions, concerns, whatever it is, it was requested that it's put into writing and sent to the attorney and also to Aaron Reedus. So I totally hear you. Go ahead, write it up, send it out, but that's where it has to go. So for now, we're going to take a motion on this just to send the letter out. Would anybody like to motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Joyce. Do we have a second?
This is
I'll
David. I'll
second.
second the motion.
Thanks, Dave. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Opposed? Anybody opposed? Thank
I'm
you.
not allowed to vote because again, you went with an agreement and didn't look at city council ordinances and get all the information together before you made a decision. And I believe the council or the commission isn't aware of how the utility commission makeup was before 1997. And I've let that go. I haven't said anything to anybody about it. So again, I'm just putting on the record here that you're asking the commission to make a decision without all the information.
Noted.
All right, moving on. Number 6, discussion and possible action on the quarterly report. Yep.
You've got the quarterly report in front of you. Just kind of going through listing our activities, things that are happening, balances on the budgets. So if there is any questions on that, we can walk through them. That'll be for record. I don't know if we need a motion on that, Jace. I believe
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Any questions before we take a motion on this? All right, we have a motion for quarterly report.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
thank you, Joyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on, number 7, project updates, project status report.
All right. I actually talked to Troy today on the meter cross connection inspection. We had a way better year than I actually thought we would, even with COVID. So we are down to about 40 homes left in the village and in the city that are currently need the meter replacement yet. So they did about 1,200 or so this summer. So we actually did really well. People were really good about, letting us in, getting that stuff done. So we'll pick up them 40 next year. There is about 190, 200 inspections, re-inspections that have to be done. But the majority of them are on irrigation systems. So that will be taken care of once the irrigation is turned back on next spring, next summer. We can't do any inspections on that while it isn't an off thing. So pretty much wrapping up everything right now. State Highway 35 project, we just talked about. We did the letter of engagement for that. We're hoping to hear something here in the next, probably 2 months on that, where we're at with the bids and things like that, start dates, and that'll be here before you know it. Wastewater treatment plant, probably about 15% completion down there. I included in your packet this time, and we're going to start including these on a monthly basis for you. There's a memorandum from SEH that basically just kind of gives some real general bullet points on what they've been doing down there this month. And then I also had them include some photographs. I know it's kind of difficult when you're driving by at 30 miles an hour or whatever the speed limit is there, because none of us speed. to glance over and actually see what's going on. So I had them kind of include some of the stuff down there. I'm thinking maybe next spring, we can always do a little tour down there once it gets warm out again and things like that. But you do have the memorandum, which kind of describes everything that's going on down at the wastewater treatment plant. Wisconsin Street Tower is 100% done. About the only thing that we'll be waiting on yet is the amount of money that we do hold back, the retainage that we do hold back on that project. So that'll be probably coming in the next couple months. We do hold money back on that just, to make sure that everything is up to date and or everything is completed and in a manner that we like. The Lake Malibu Dam they've started it down there. I thought there was a picture in there, but maybe not. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm
there
sorry.
is.
Yeah. Yes, there is a picture on there of what they're doing. They got the decking down there done. Now it's just a matter of they're hoping that St. Croix River will actually decrease in its height, so they don't have to do so much sandbagging and things of that down there. So, but they are working on that, and I haven't heard anything that they are, done for the winter or anything. I'm pretty sure that they're hoping to get this done yet this year. So that's pretty much about it for project status and updates.
We need a motion on those?
No.
Okay. All right, number 8, other business for information purposes only or for upcoming agenda.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Number 9, sewer utility and water utility cash reports.
So you've got the cash reports in there. Just make note that, we have had some substantial, on the wastewater side, we have had some substantial payments from the wastewater treatment plant, which one of them you just approved tonight. But once the grant or once the loan kicks in, we will be, reimbursing ourselves through that on the sewer side. And the other on the water side, the substantials obviously are the Wisconsin Street Tower that we've been paying for, and the meter program that we've been paying for. And like I said, the good thing about that meter program that after next year's budget, that pretty much falls off. So there will still be some expenses in there, but not to the extent of what we have, for the last 5 years.
So how are these being paid with the negative cash balance? Where's the money coming from if the loan's not there?
That I would have to ask on finance. My assumption it was come from unreserved. Or I'm sorry, future facility.
Future facility, yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's just that there were no deductions noted, so that's why I'm wondering where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes when the cash report doesn't always line up with what is approved here and things like that. It just depends on when it was ran, when our meetings were, things like that. But yeah, it should be coming out of the future facility.
Okay. Need a motion on the cash report?
No,
Okay.
for information.
All right, great. Number 10, discussion and possible action on claims.
I just have one, unless Kip, you have something.
I had nothing though.
You had mentioned earlier about 2 new invoices you were going to be sending to the village to pay. Was the village aware that this work was being done?
On the Riverside Drive?
Yep.
Yep. Patrick should have been aware of that, yes. And we just received the invoices literally last Thursday.
Yeah, it was within the last week,
It was within the last
week to 10 days.
So nothing, we haven't even paid them yet, so we haven't generated anything to the village yet.
So
I believe that they're probably in this pay. Are they in this pay?
yeah, they're in this pay.
Yes, they are.
2 of them, yeah. So So when you do these things with outside contractors, who do you contact at the village and how do you do that?
I would assume that Patrick's well aware of what's happening down there.
Why?
Well, or maybe he isn't. I don't know. You know, that's we have always done the maintenance on that lift station. So I'm assuming Patrick's in the loop, but I don't know if my staff keeps him in the loop on that or not.
I don't know if the rest of the commission is aware, but that particular lift station has a fence around it and it's locked, and North
Correct.
Hudson does not have a key. So unless somebody from the city side is letting North Hudson know, these invoices come and we're like, what? You did what? When? It's like someone bringing you dinner and then you find out days later you get a bill for the dinner.
Is it all, I'm assuming.
Well,
this is-
maybe after January 1st, that won't be an issue. So
Any other questions, concerns?
we do need a motion on bills,
Yes,
on
we do.
claims.
All right, if there aren't any other things up for discussion, then we'll take a motion. On
Move to
claim.
approve.
Second,
I'll second this.
thank you, Susie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries, and we get to adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time this
All right.
evening.